Hello viewers, welcome to the Syngenta farm. My name is Brian Mohango. I'm the head of marketing for Southern Africa for Syngenta, and today I want to talk to you about maize production and why it is important that farmers do the right thing in order to achieve the right productivity. Right here where we are standing, we've got a maize field in the background, but I want to share a few key highlights which are important for farmers to achieve higher yields. You realize that in Zambia we produce about 1.6 million hectares of land under maize production. And this year we achieved, I think, about 3.4 million tons of maize. Maize is a very important crop for us because it is a staple crop, and not only in Zambia but the entire Southern Africa. But what is amazing to note is that the yields are practically very low. For example, in Zambia, our yields on average as a country is about 2 metric tons per hectare. And yet, seed companies will boast about hybrid seeds which yield up to 14 metric tons per hectare. But the big question is, why are our farmers achieving only 2 metric tons per hectare? To start with, maize does very well in deeper drained fertile soils. And obviously it requires about 500 millimeter of seasonal rainfall for it to give you the yield and the productivity that you want. So when you look at Zambia itself, it is divided into 3 ecological zones. I think region 1, 2, and 3. The highest rainfall region is region 3, all the way from Kapili going up north. You realize that in this market or in this segment of the country, we receive in excess of 1,000 millimeter of rain, which is very good for maize production. Then you've got Southern Province also and Eastern Province, which receives about 600 to 800 millimeters of rain. So all these regions are very good for maize production. So what do we need to do? I think for you to achieve the productivity, which is able to match the hybrid potential of most of the seeds, you need to start with the best seed. That is why we've got this Syngenta seed here as a bedrock for your maize production. Start with the right seeds, which is Syngenta. We've got SY6444 here. Also, you need to ensure that you fertilize your crop. Also, you need to manage your weeds as well as managing your pest pressure for the crop. I want just to highlight in terms of how do you go about the maize production. I think the starting point is on the seeds, which I've alluded to as hybrid seed, certified hybrid seeds, and I think Syngenta is a natural choice for that aspect. You realize that a lot of stringent measures are taken for us to produce quality certified seed, starting with our growers who do the seed production using our pre-basic seeds as well as the parent seed to develop the seed. Then also the seed goes under what you call certification process, meaning that it needs to meet the certification standards in terms of germination, in terms of vigor, to ensure that it's able to give farmers the right performance in terms of value for cultivation. Now, where we add Syngenta, you see in the background this field of maize. What is the right date of planting, you may ask? Like I said earlier in my preamble, maize requires about 500 millimeters of rain for it to give you the right productivity. So the seasons, because of climate change, we've seen some changes in terms of when we normally receive rainfall. And the normal rainfall usually used to come around October, but now you find that we are waiting as late as December to get effective rains. So the date of planting, which is right for maize production, is with the first effective rains. You want to ask me, what is effective rains? When you receive about 50 millimeters of rainfall, then you can plant. And that is advisable that you plant around end of October to mid of November. You need to start planting. Now, when you look at your maize seeds classification, you've got what you call the late maturing hybrids. These are the hybrids which take longer than 140 days to mature. You've got the medium maturing hybrids, which will take up between 135 to 140 days. Then you've got the ultra early hybrids. So to start with, you need to plant the late maturing hybrids much earlier because these hybrids require a full season. and they require sufficient water for them to get to maximum maturity and give you the right yield. So it is advisable that as farmers are preparing for the planting season, they have got the inputs already prepared. When I say inputs, I mean the fertilizer. They need to have the right seed, which is a Syngenta certified hybrid seeds. Then also they need to ensure that they've done the land preparation well in advance.